one more place I want us to look at with regards to finding information on our area of exercise and mental well-being is the subject guides. Like Google Scholar and Library Search, these are under Discover Resources. Scroll down to the bottom here and we link through to a separate page where all the different subject guides are listed. As the name suggests, the guides give you a more subject-specific set of content, whereas Library Search and Scholar are searching around quite a broad subject area. Then with this we've got the actual subjects being brought to the front. Before you go into any subject guide though, I think it is worth thinking about what the question actually involves. I mean, automatically, because it's a sports question, you might head for sport. But if you think about it, the question also has a health element because of the mental health, and a little bit about the education side of things because we're thinking about, adolescence. So as I say, just think before you go in which guide would be useful, and maybe use more than one. If we look at the sport guide as an example, they all have a fairly similar sort of layout. The welcome page will keep you up to date with what is happening at the moment across the university with regards to the library resources. The books section gives you some help on using and finding ebooks which you might need to refer to later. One you might want to look at later on in the academic year are the journal databases. In Library Search and Google Scholar, what we have done is unpacked all the information, unpacked all the research for you to find. But these resources, such as Sports Discus, Scopus, etc., are where the information is stored originally. And later on, it might be that if you look at these, you'll find different sets of information you can use. But for now, it's just an awareness I'd like you to take on board. Following down the actual tabs, we've obviously got some news information we use. We've got a good coverage of newspapers in the ProQuest Central database. We've also tried to highlight some relevant web resources. When you're using websites, it's best if you stick to those that are sort of already evaluated, if you like. So you're talking about professional bodies, governments, professionals in the area. If you just search the web generally, then you're not sure of how much confidence that website and its resources have. So these are some websites to think about, and I've tried to pull out some statistics as well. Statistics are always a good way of actually making some points, giving some examples in your assignments. Right, the last three. This one here is basically a reference tool, if you like, which will take you through all the things we've talked about in the individual screencasts and in some of the PowerPoints I've produced. But really, if you get to the point with a new project and you're not sure how to proceed, if you go through these step by step, then you're going to be able to identify what keywords you use, how to search, and actually how you can reference at the end. The reference in itself has its own tab and its own guide. This has got lots of support tools in other areas, but if you always need any help, then we do use workshops that you can book on to reference in once you get going. So that's the end of the tour of the subject guides. Just get yourself familiar with them, and then as you get into bigger projects later in your university sort of life, if you like, try using some of the databases to expand the information you can use. Thank you.